The Body Keeps the Score: Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. This book summary is presented by Murphy Publication. It explores how trauma affects both the mind and body, offering insights into the physiological and psychological impacts of traumatic experiences. Drawing from decades of research and clinical practice, van der Kolk provides a comprehensive understanding of trauma's pervasive influence and outlines strategies for healing. The book begins by explaining the nature of trauma, defining it as any overwhelming experience that leaves a lasting psychological and physiological imprint. Trauma affects the brain's ability to process and integrate emotions and memories. Van der Kolk uses vivid examples from his work with war veterans, abuse survivors, and people with post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD) to illustrate how trauma disrupts the brain's normal functioning. The trauma sufferers are often stuck in a cycle of reliving their past experiences, as their brains remain in a hyper-alert state. This can lead to emotional numbness, flashbacks, nightmares, and a variety of physical health issues. The author explains that trauma causes changes in 3 key areas of the brain: the amygdala, the hippocampus, and the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala, responsible for detecting threats, becomes overactive, causing the individual to feel perpetually unsafe. The hippocampus, which helps distinguish between past and present events, becomes impaired, making it difficult for trauma victims to place their memories in context. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thinking and impulse control, often becomes underactive in trauma survivors, contributing to emotional dysregulation. Van der Kolk emphasizes that trauma not only affects the brain, but is also stored in the body. This leads to the concept that the body keeps the score. Traumatic experiences manifest physically, often resulting in chronic pain, tension, and illness. These bodily memories can cause trauma survivors to feel unsafe or on edge, even when there is no immediate threat. Van der Kolk asserts that traditional talk therapies alone are insufficient in healing trauma. Instead, a holistic approach is necessary, one that engages the body as well as the mind. To address trauma, Van der Kolk advocates for body-centered therapies that help individuals reconnect with their bodies and regain a sense of safety. Techniques such as yoga, mindfulness, and breathing exercises are discussed as ways to calm the nervous system and bring the body out of a chronic state of fight or flight. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing (EMDR), which involves tracking visual stimuli while recalling traumatic events, is presented as an effective way to process and integrate traumatic memories. Other methods like neurofeedback and theatrical movement therapies are explored as powerful tools in trauma recovery, particularly for individuals who find it difficult to express their trauma verbally. Van der Kolk also addresses the importance of relationships and community in healing trauma. Safe and supportive relationships can help trauma survivors reestablish trust, develop emotional resilience, and recover a sense of connection with the world around them. In the final chapters, Van der Kolk advocates for societal changes, arguing that trauma is often ignored or misunderstood in medical, educational, and judicial systems. In conclusion, The Body Keeps the Score is a groundbreaking exploration of trauma that integrates science, psychology, and body-based practices to offer hope and healing. It highlights the need for a holistic approach to trauma recovery, one that acknowledges the deep connection between the brain, mind, and body. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Until next time, happy reading!